While are lifting their lids to David Boon, their favourite Islander, who becomes just the second Australian cricketer to play 100 Test matches.
When we take the field, it'll be a very proud moment for me. It's sort of something you dream of, in a way. And when I first started playing Test cricket, I never even contemplated 100 Test matches, and it'll be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
And Boon will have his time in the sun as the Australians intensify their bid for cricket's holy grail, the Frank Worrell Trophy.
He's gone. So Australia with a horrid start here. Mark Taylor goes. Jimmy Adams takes the catch. And the high-fiving West Indians are jubilant.
Well, what a start for the West Indies. Just the dream start they were looking for. Richie Richardson had the leg side trap. Kirtley, very sharp catch. And pandemonium here at Port of Spain. Just the start they've been looking for.
One-hand catch Murray, or outside off stump, just hanging the bat there, and Ambrose, who's been dormant for 2 Test matches, seems to have got the brain in gear and his body in good fettle as well. So Mark Hoare, the penalty of just hanging the bat at the slow ball outside off stump.
Another well-pitched up delivery from Curly Ambrose. Not a great deal of movement, just enough. Straightening, hitting the outside edge, and Junior Murray takes a one-handed catch.
Here's Ambrose. Just emphasizing the slow nature of the pitch. It took an hour to get to Junior Murray.
Seems to be some sort of discussion going on there as well, but we haven't seen too many of this sort of delivery, and as we've said, that just shows you how slow the wicket is. And they're exchanging a few words out there, batsman and bowler. It's just shows you how serious these two are.
He's dropped it, he's caught it. What a reflex chance. That's a tremendous catch, dropped first of all by the keeper. And Richie Richardson showing remarkable reflexes for a man who is the oldest out there for the West Indies. Dropped by Murray, caught by Richardson, Healy goes. Well taken. Jimmy Adams at short leg.
Well, talking about reflex catches, this is absolutely fantastic.
Well, he's gone, has he? Yes, he's out. So Ambrose back with a vengeance. 5 wickets to Ambrose.
Well, that's it. Richardson just looks at his elbow. Umpire Shepherd raises a finger, and the West Indies have lost both openers now for 6. Richardson going caught behind. Umpire Shepherd making the decision in answer to the appeal.
See the ball just bouncing a little bit on Richie. Just, well, flicking something going through there. Very good shout from the Australians, and Richie Richardson was deemed out, caught behind.
That's beautifully held, and he's given him, beautifully taken by Mark Taylor, that slip. He would have got a view of that very, very late indeed, off the back of the bat, and the great catch.
What a fantastic pair of hands this man has got.
Gone! Gone! And McGrath has struck back, showing tremendous mental discipline there. drop his guard. Arthurton, conversely, a little bit overawed by the moment. Beaten mentally. And McGrath has struck. Arthurton's gone. Gone. Mark Waugh, exceptional hands. And the delight of the Australians. That was the one they needed. And they have the capacity at the moment. They're so mentally strong to strike when it's required. Wonderful hands again by Mark Waugh. He's out, dropped, caught at the third attempt by Slater. Benjamin driving at Vaughan. Slater, who's caught pretty well in this series, but there was a few palpitations there. It was in, it was out, and back in again to his enormous relief, and to those of his mates who gather around him. Benjamin is gone.
He's got it. McGrath has taken his fourth wicket. Ambrose goes very smartly, and the West Indies are now 8 down. 114, still 14 short.
What a great effort for the Australians to claw their way back into this game.
Well, he waited for the decision. Very late, very belated decision from umpire Cumberbatch. And now he has his Michel. 9 for 129. Murray out for 13. And that's it. End of the innings. Full toss. McGrath picks up his 6th wicket. And the West Indies have an overall lead of just 8 on first innings. They're all out for 136.
Gone. Off the shoulder. The extra bounce. And Slater has gone.
That's well bowled. So he gets his revenge. Lovely leg cutter to the left-hander. And that's a wicket that the West Indies dearly wanted. Caught in the gully, Chanderpaul.
David Byrne can't believe his luck here. He's hit that right in the middle of the bat, straight to gully, and Chanderpaul has held on to a beauty.
Hooper doesn't drop those, and Waugh, after being struck on the arm, once again that back foot drive at the line of the ball and not the length has caused the demise of Australia's in-form batsman Steve Waugh. Well, a big shout he's given him. Australia loses 2 wickets in 2 balls, and Mark Waugh very late on the shot.
Bowled him, played on, and Healy is gone. Flicks at it, and that's it again. Very loose, very loose. The mind games have taken over. The West Indians so mentally strong in a situation like this. Bowled him, stayed down a little bit. It stayed down a little bit. And he is routing them. Ambrose again. That stayed down. Julian shakes his head in disbelief.
Well taken. Doesn't drop many, Carl Hooper. Low to his left, and Courtney Walsh gets the wicket. 9 down now for 105. That's it, all over. Ambrose finishes it off with the throat ball. All out for 105.
That will be it. Magnificent blow Clyde Cumberbatch signals 4 runs. Mark Taylor can scarcely believe it's happened. He must be in the deepest shock.
Unusually, Shane Warne played a minor role in Trinidad, where a rejuvenated Curtly Ambrose carried all before him and inspired the West Indies to a 9-wicket victory and so to level the series. Nevertheless, Warne was still the star of the show, and with the help of our Spin Vision camera, he allowed David Hooks to look into his bag of tricks.
There's a lot of spin on this one because as you see, the ball's spinning more or less sideways, which means a lot of side spin, which means the ball hopefully will turn a lot but not bounce much. Especially on these low, slow wickets, you'll get side spin with the ball going down like it was there. You'll get a bit more turn, but you won't get as much bounce. This one's not one of my strongest deliveries, but hopefully you can just deceive the batsman a little bit. As you can see there, it didn't quite come out of the hand right, and you can see the seam not spinning. It's just starting to a little bit now, turn a little bit, and not much bounce because it didn't quite come out of the hand right. The wrong one will generally get more bounce because you are getting more overspin on the ball, and when it does come out of the hand, you can see it sort of come out the back of the hand. If you just go back a little bit, you can see it just come out the back of the hand. And what I was talking about before, the position of your wrist. See the position of the wrist right there, and the ball coming out the back.
Well, the flipper is the one that everybody's talked about, of course. It really is the ball that everybody talks about, and we can have a look at one right here. Shane.
Just as my hand goes down here, you'll see it just change, just there. You can see it just change to get my thumb on it, which means hopefully I can squeeze it out, which I sort of really squeeze it out here, right there. And you can see it just the seam's just a bit wobbly, but it still came out okay, didn't bounce much, but because it didn't come out quite right, it just sort of held up a bit in the wicket, so hopefully I can land another one.
Now, the backspinner is a new word for new delivery, I guess. I mean, people have bowled it for a long time, but it's a very interesting way that you bowl the ball.
Yeah, it sort of looks like it should do a lot, but generally doesn't do much at all. It's quite hard on the wrist to bowl. You just sort of bowl it out the front, and as you can see, the seam's just sort of going right, which Jimmy Adams not sure what it's doing, so he's very late on the ball. It generally should go straight, but if you don't quite get it right, it can turn, which is very good for lefties. If you can get one to turn and then follow it up exactly the same to go straight, if I'm not sure what it's doing, and hopefully the batter's got no chance.
28 years after his death, the spirit of Frank Worrell lives in the hearts of the international cricket community and in the heads of the elite cricketers of the West Indies and Australia as they continue their struggle for supremacy in a fascinating series. To their unbridled delight, the Australians won a famous victory in Barbados, the West Indies being twice bowled out for less than 200 for the first time in the Caribbean. Then came the cursed, frustrating unseasonal rains in arid Antigua. The dark clouds finally cleared for the West Indies in Trinidad when a focused Richie Richardson was demonstrably in charge and Curtly Ambrose regained fitness, form and favour. Then the caravan moved on to Jamaica.
We would have preferred at this stage to have been, I would say 2-0 up or something like that, but as it is, it's 1-1 and it's down to the wire, and it's do or die in this test match, and we're going to make sure we do.
They're always very mentally tough. They keep you playing. They've got good fast bowlers who keep you on your toes all the side all the time. You've got to be mentally tough and mentally aggressive, and hopefully we can do that over the next 5 days.
While most batsmen battled to find form, Brian Lara, the Prince of Trinidad, showed flashes of his genius against Shane Warne, who for once functioned rather than flourished. And all attention was focused on Glenn McGrath, a young man seeking to establish his identity in the international arena, and Curtly Ambrose battling to regain touch and credibility. And despite the drama of the disputed Lara catch at Barbados, Australia's hopes lie principally with Stephen Waugh, their only batsman in true form.
And he's gone! Brilliantly caught by Blewett. Brilliantly caught, throwing himself. A sensational start for the Australians. Leaning forward and great embrace. And he's gone. He has walked. Well, astonishing moment. Liebenberg didn't make any reaction. It's gone a long way. It's over the top at 6. You're right. He has hit his straps. Caught by Waugh, driving away. High, long, handsome, into the newsstand.
He's gone. Outside the off-stump, edged, around the wicket. Atherton goes to McGrath. The West Indies lose their 5th wicket for 220. And once again, a batsman who is seemingly set has been dismissed.
That's it. ...16 Test centuries, 9 against Australia, the first one for 2 years and 4 months. There's a big appeal, Boone, and he's been given. So the wrong one from Warne deceives the batsman, and the inside edge to the pad and loops up to David Boone at bat pad. Oh, big shout, and that's out. Yes, it is. Attempting to whack the ball around behind square leg across the line. And again, an undisciplined last ball shot. Big shout, that's out. So the new ball for Australia has taken 2 wickets already, and it's only 5 deliveries old. And the end of a wonderful innings from the West Indian captain, stuck on 100. It's in the air. Will David Boone get to it? He will, and he won't drop that. So Steve Waugh has done it again. The new ball, 3 wickets in 3 overs.
That's the end of the innings. Good catch by Healy, high to his right. And it's all over, and no wonder they're smiling. It's been a good day for the Australians. Beautifully taken. What a magnificent catch by Jimmy Adams. Remarkable. Well, we spoke a while ago about the quality of the catching in this series, and there has been none better than that. In the air, Lara takes it beautifully.
Well, it was always going to happen the way Michael Slater was playing this morning. Chancing his arm once again. Short ball. Hit top edgish. Brian Lara moving fantastically to his right. Takes a superb catch, which is starting to become regulation for this series.
Well, a lovely shot from Mark Waugh. He was going to let it go, but then obviously the ball was a bit slower off the pitch. And great skill shown by Mark Waugh. 3 for 146. A lovely placement. And it's gone past Richie Richardson's right hand, going into the longest part of the ground. The little scoreboard. They may even run 4. Yes, they will. So very aggressive running by the Australians. Well, you can't bowl there to anybody, let alone Mark Waugh.
Oh, he's dropped it. He's put it down. Well, poor Courtney Brown will not be feeling too happy about that. That was the breakthrough, and the new West Indies keeper has dropped what really should have been a regulation chance. Got both gloves to it. That's well hit. Tremendous blow. Way over mid-wicket, got under it. From the time that left the bat and you heard the sound, you know where it was going to go. But he will not be on 99 any longer. His 8th Test century for Mark Waugh. Applause from the Australian players and from the spectators around the ground. It's been a fine and very important innings, chanceless by Mark Waugh. And he and his brother Steve have pulled Australia out of some difficulty when there was 72 for 3 before the break.
That's what he's trying to say. He's got another stick on the thigh man, stick man.
Going to go for it. And he's completed it. Lifts his bat to the dressing room. Mark Taylor stands, his captain. Probably his finest moment, his 8th Test match century, his 2nd against the West Indies, and his 1st in the West Indies. He's gone. Mark Waugh is out. Caught around the corner. And after one breathtaking moment for his brother, Mark Waugh, who's played the innings of his lifetime, is out of Hooper's bowling.
Another one of those deliveries that pitched in the rough. Got a bit of bounce, a bit of turn. Glove, pad, and Jimmy Adams again doing the job. It's 4 for 3 over 4 Australia.
Well struck. That was a stroke full of authority. 4 from the time it left the bat. His 2nd pull for 4 off Ambrose.
Cutting safely. And there's his 50. Raises his bat. Tips his cap.
Catch it! Well taken. He's got him. Keith Atherton has broken the partnership with what really was a long hop. Greg Blitt got back and gave it everything, and a good catch by Winston Benjamin. Two-handed to his right, breaks the stand.
There it is. 150 for Steve Waugh. Lifts his bat to the crowd again. Michael Slater leading the applause from the rooms. Gone. Healy is out. Caught a slip by Lara, lunging forward. Winston Benjamin strikes.
It's a 5-day game and we're just over the halfway point.
I don't think he's too happy with that blow.
No, Alcott rushing out to his aid. We'll just have a look at this in the... Oh, that's hit him on the elbow, yes. Of the back arm. You see him wearing an arm guard in the front arm, but just missed the bat and bang.
Now Steve Waugh has got an opportunity to go over the top, the mid-off, the mid-on. Will he take this play, or shall he trust Glenn McGrath?
And that could go for 4. There's a long chase around for Kenny Benjamin, who has picked it up rather late. They could run 4 here. Kenny Benjamin is not the fastest of fielders in the West Indies team, and they'll come for the 4th, which will bring him up his 200.
What a magnificent effort. One of the greatest moments in his career. We've got Australians running out from everywhere here. A standing ovation here at Kingston. Sometimes it's a bit of a shame here when the crowd comes out to congratulate him, but it's better off when the crowd staying off the ground and off the wicket and giving Steve Waugh a bit of air and take the applause from the crowd.
And it takes so much away from the moment of the batsman when they're coming all over the place to congratulate him. Appeal, and he's given. So Steve Waugh is out. Stood there to wait for the decision, and Kenny Benjamin picks up the last 3 wickets, and Steve Waugh goes caught by Lara off that bouncer for an even 200. Australia 531.
Out. Caught and bowled. And the breakthrough that Australia so desperately wanted this evening, which is not getting to the pitch of the ball, and the ultimate suffering, caught and bowled.
Oh, he's hit straight in front of him. He's gone. What a sensational breakthrough for the Australians. Rifle. And right, he's being engulfed by his teammates. Played back, it stayed down. Umpire Carl Liebenberg had no hesitation. Played on. He's played on. And Stuart Williams is out.
3 wickets down for the West Indies, 46 on the run on the scoreboard.
Gone, brilliantly caught. Stephen Waugh, full length to his right, a wonderful catch in the gully, ever alert. And this man really is just having the match of a lifetime. Confident appeal he's given him. Buckner has given him. And Benjamin is out. To hurry. Called for it. Carl Liebenberg's called for it. The Australians think he's out.
Hits the stumps, and he's not really into the picture at all. Clean hit. Ian Healy had to do. And he's gone. Run out.
Well, a big appeal again. And he's given him. And he's turned and hit the back leg, and Keith Atherton probably feels himself a little bit unlucky. Almost stumped. And Warren has dragged him forward. Ambrose premeditating the delivery and where it would land. And Ian Healy, who hasn't had his best test day, did that beautifully.
So Courtney Walsh, with a great deal of flourish, have seen off the over.
It's in the air. Blewett's under it, and he has taken it. And he's gone, and that's it, and it's been caught by Taylor. How appropriate is that? Warne, everybody gathering to hug Taylor and Warne. Simpson, what a moment. The Australians running on to the ground. Alan Border there. So proud he must feel. He built the side. And now Taylor has engineered this great win.
It's now my pleasure to invite Mark Taylor to come forward and relieve and receive from me the Frank Worrell Trophy. Mark Taylor.
Well, a shift in the balance of power in world cricket for the first time in many years. And this brave Australian side has won the Frank Worrell Trophy.
And each one found me aimless, one more year the worse for wear. And I've been back to Southeast Asia.
I think that's Case Sand.
Greg Blewett, the face of Australian cricket tomorrow, here today.
Well, that's just the early scenes of what's going to be, as you said, high jinks.
Well, they deserve this. So here we are, just 30 minutes after this fantastic achievement by the Australians, an innings and 53 runs, and the Frank Worrell Trophy is Australia's. David, I think it's a match really that will be remembered not only as a great triumph for Australian cricket, but for the War Twins.
Well, yes, and I think the headline in the Daily paper said it best, 4-hour operation to separate twins. And I think that really summed up how well they played and how much they dominated this game, particularly after the first day when the West Indies was bowled out cheaply, 265. Australia then, over the next 2 days, thanks principally to the War brothers, they took the game away from the West Indies.
Well, of course, the West Indies bestrode the world of cricket for many, many years, well over a decade. The establishment of a standard is one thing, the maintenance of it is another. Is this the great goal for the Australians now, to maintain that standard?
Well, yes, it is. It's like winning a grand final. No point in coming last next year. The Australians now have to follow up this particularly fine victory over here in the Caribbean with some stunning victories over the next couple of years. The young players really have to play their part. They have to realise that the legacy the past West Indian champion sides left this side was fantastic, and now this side, the Australian side, has to leave the legacy for the rest of the young Australian sides coming through in the future.
Indeed, and that's the greatness of the game, the continuity from one generation to another. It has been the most memorable series in the Caribbean. Australia have won it, and they've won it grandly, and it was a series highlighted by some of the most wonderful bowling, catching and fielding.